All right, what's up, everybody? We are back. Figured I'd get this video out early. I made my coffee this morning. It's extremely strong, so I figured it would get me hyped up to make a video. Yesterday I got all set up to make a video, but I just wasn't feeling it. There was way too much going on in the chats and everything, so I decided to bag it and then end up doing it today. I've been getting a bunch of questions both on my last couple of videos. So a lot of questions have been coming through in the comments section, also in the Telegram, also on Instagram. People are reaching out, so I figured this would be a good time to just address a few of those questions, and I can blend those into my normal update. So first off, I want to thank everyone for the support of this video. I've been getting a lot of really good comments on this video. So it is Animal Farm for Dummies. And just so you know, I'm not calling you guys dummies. We're all dummies when it comes down to it in the beginning. But it's just a good beginning reference guide to help you break down the sections of the Animal Farm so you kind of understand that part of the protocol a little bit better. So if you haven't checked it out, please go watch it for me. Throw a comment down below if you've got any additional questions. And feel free to share that with your friends or family. It's difficult sometimes to explain what the Animal Farm is to people and why they should get involved with it. Hopefully that video in particular will help shed some light on what the protocol is all about. So one of the main questions yesterday, as you guys can imagine, this was coming from all over. If you guys were in the chats at all yesterday, I'm sure you heard it. But it was just my thoughts on the price of drip, what the status is, where is it going, is drip in trouble, you know, everything around that. So let's jump over, look at my faucet today, because today I will become a drip whale. So here in a couple hours, once this stacks up, I just cycled it just now. I added a little more to it as well. But here in a couple hours, I will roll over 10,000 in deposits, which is pretty awesome. Next week, I will have been in drip for 11 months. Started out with a relatively small balance, I think about 150 at the time. It cost me a lot more back then, but I compounded and team builded my way up. Now we're about to hit 10,000 in deposits, so that's exciting. This wallet is set to max out in late February, so I'm just hoping the price is something reasonable at that time. That way I can cash out a good amount. Of course, I'm already building my wallet 2 and wallet 3, and a lot of that money that I'm cashing out is just gonna roll over to the Animal Farm, because obviously if I can buy those pigs and dogs and just get BNB and BUSD, that's ultimately what I want to do. But I digress. As you guys can see, this isn't worth a whole lot. It used to be worth a lot more. Gosh, if this made me real happy if drip was like 10 bucks right now. We are all the way down to $3.27. Looks like we just had a big buy come in there, so that's nice to see. But overall, it's pretty much been downhill. We've had some peaks and valleys, but it's just working its way down. So what do I think about it overall? Well, here we are like 18, 19 months later, and the price is right around where it was at pre-sale. I think for anyone who's gotten in at relatively lower prices, they're still in really good shape, or anyone who's been in the system long enough to continue to compound to make their way out of it. Does the chart look good? Absolutely not. Is the chart gonna go to zero? I truly do not think so. I want to tell you guys a quick story. So there once was a great man, highly intellectual. He was called a visionary. He created some amazing things, stuff that was never seen before. It was revolutionary. His creations were wildly successful, and as a result, he changed the world as we know it. Now, people said he was often narcissistic. They said he had a big ego, said he lacked empathy. A lot of people said that he was really tough to work with, and primarily because he didn't want to take any other people's opinions into account. He thought his opinion was the only one that mattered. Now, later on down the road, he admitted that he eventually had to build a team to overcome his own shortcomings. And that was a really big reason for his continued success over time. Now, who do you think we're talking about? In this case, we're talking about Steve Jobs, but these traits are not uncommon for visionaries. So hopefully you guys are able to read between the lines and make the connection that I'm laying out in front of you. And right now, there's a lot of FUD surrounding drip. Is drip gonna go to zero? What's gonna happen with it? So the question I always ask myself is, would Forex ever let drip fail? And I think not. I think the answer is definitely no. And one of the main reasons is ego. If drip failed, it would actually put a black mark on Forex's legacy, and I don't think he'd like that. Let's be honest, Forex's identity, his entire identity, is built upon his success. It's the success of his protocols, it's the quality of the code. I mean, he's talked about it several times. That's exactly how he wants it to be. You can't see Forex's face. You don't know what he looks like. So Forex is never going to be known for his good hair, his stylish dressing. He's never going to be like Richard Hart, who's kind of known for being flashy and going out and partying and wearing a lot of Louis Vuitton. He's not going to ever be known for any of those things. Just an example for me personally, part of my personal brand and identity is being fit. I've been working out consistently for 13, 14 years. I'm a relatively big guy, even though maybe you can't see it on camera. And there was a time in my life when I was traveling so much for work. I traveled literally every week and I was working 80, 90, 100-hour weeks. So while I was on the road, I wasn't really able to get in the gym. My stress level was so high, I was like losing a bunch of weight. And there was a point where I looked in the mirror and I didn't even like recognize myself. People started telling me, hey man, you've lost a lot of weight. And for me, that really wasn't a good thing because I was always muscular. So that was a hit to my personal identity and I really didn't enjoy it. So Forex is only known for the quality of his projects. He wants the superior code that he writes to speak for itself. We're never gonna see this guy's face. We're never gonna know who he actually is. He wants the name Forex Shark to be synonymous with success. So if it's not, all of a sudden it's not anymore, all of his protocols fail or even one of them fails, it's gonna rock his personal identity. I don't think he will ever let that happen. I think if it came down to it and Drip was gonna go under, he put $10 million of his own money into something to figure out how to leverage it to build it back up. I truly think there is no scenario where Forex lets Drip fail. And the guy is incredibly smart, so what he would do, because he can't control the price, but what he would do is he would continue to build additional game theory into a layer 2 that makes people want to hold Drip. He'll come out with a new part of the protocol or like a new token that you need Drip to get the benefits of that additional token, whatever it is. Forex will come up with something to make Drip viable again. I think in the end, Forex knows that Drip will end up being super successful. So all of us that are like, oh, the price is absolutely getting crushed right now, I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about the opinion of others, if I'm being honest. Because I think Forex is always thinking 3, 4, 5 years ahead of what he's gonna build it into. And narcissistically, I think he thinks in his head that we're all lucky to be able to get it at this price because he knows in the future what it's gonna end up being. So if I'm gonna sum it all up, I think success is part of Forex's personal brand and his identity. And aside from all the intelligent things that he's gonna be able to do to build it back up, Forex will never let Drip fail because of ego. Forex truly wants to be the guy that changes DeFi. He wants to build a legacy. If I was to guess, I would say that's the stuff that keeps him up at night. So, was Steve Jobs the nicest guy in the world? Was he fun to work with? Was he always super charismatic and took everyone else's opinion into account? The answer is no, but he created some amazing products. And I think a case could be made that he's the greatest of all time in that space. So do we need Forex to be everything to make this successful? Absolutely not. But I do hope he takes a page out of Steve Jobs' book, recognizes that he's got some shortcomings, and then builds a team around him to make up for that. That's just my 2 cents on that. So what's going on with Drip? What's going to happen with it? What can we expect? I expect the selling pressure to still be really high. I truly actually expect Drip price to continue to go down. There's nothing that's going to be a catalyst, a real big boost for Drip until Scratchy comes out and then layer 2. And Scratchy will give it a nice boost. It'll be interesting to see how much money people have to really allocate toward it. We're in a weird spot in the bear market. Other cryptocurrencies are starting to rally. BNB's been on a complete tear. So if we get to the point, and I don't know if it's kind of like election related or whatever, but if we get to the point where it seems like we're coming out of it and people have a little bit more risk capital, then I think we could be in pretty good shape, especially with like stuff like Scratchy where people can just dump a bunch of money into it. But if we're not, Scratchy won't be maybe quite as big of a hit as we'd like it to be. So I think the biggest catalyst that's going to come is going to be layer 2. My hope is that Forex goes, I don't want to lose any more community support, so I'm going to ramp up the team's development a little bit. We're going to get Scratchy out just a little bit faster. We're going to get layer 2 out just a little bit faster. Of course, make it good, make sure the code's perfect, that there's no issues with it. But I'm hoping, since he said this stuff's pretty much 100% done, that we're able to get it launched sooner than later and start building some momentum again. Because in DeFi right now, particularly when you're in the middle of a bear market and everyone's seeing a chart go down, if you don't have any momentum, it becomes really hard to get that out of the hole. And at the rate we're minting tokens, it's kind of going back and forth now. Animal Farm is certainly helping with that. But the more we mint tokens and the more selling pressure is there, the harder it's going to be to climb our way out of this hole. So the faster we get Scratchy and layer 2 out, I think is good, and the better in my opinion. So short-term price predictions, not financial advice. I think we'll probably dip below $3 if I'm being honest. I hope that's not the case, but we might short term. Again, I wouldn't be selling at these prices. Like, I'm just gonna go until a max wallet. So I don't care ultimately, even though it's like painful to see, right? It's like an emotional experience to see the price so low and see my balance drop so far. I honestly wouldn't be selling at this price as if we were at 50. So the ultimate price right now doesn't make a lot of difference. I'm just trying to forecast the future to see where I'm gonna be when I max this wallet out. This wallet will max out late February. That's when I'm gonna be really concerned about the price. And my only hope is we're at least at $5 or more. $5 or more per token on a maxed out wallet is really solid income. There's a few different changes I want to make with my life that's going to make it a lot better, and that level of income will certainly help me make that transition. That's ultimately why I got into this whole thing, and so that's ultimately what I want to have happen. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I'm really ultimately not that concerned about it. I try not to let my emotions dictate what I'm doing with investments. Like I said, my plan was always, at least for the past several months, to get this thing to max out. So the price doesn't really change my plan. So I've got about 3 to 4 months before this thing maxes out. I hope price is at least $5. Anything above that would just be awesome, and we'll be in really good shape. But do prepare. There's always delays and stuff, so do prepare for drip to continue to go lower. Don't panic. If you believe in the project, then you believe in the project. If you don't, then sell. Like, there's all the FUD and everything that's going on in the chats, it's just absolute nonsense. You have 2 options. There's 2 buttons, okay? You're either gonna compound or you're gonna claim. That's the only decision you need to make. You don't need to jump into the chats and start promoting a bunch of FUD and ask a bunch of dumb questions. If you believe in the project, you compound. If you don't believe in the project, you claim. Unless, of course, you have a maxed out wallet or you take drip out for salary, and that's what you got to do. I mean, I know a few people who put more than 6 figures in here with the intention of it replacing their salary for a while. That's what they've done, so they got to claim on a weekly schedule or a 5 and 2 or whatever it is. That way they can pay their bills. So if that's the case and you got to claim for those reasons, that's fine too. But you don't need to air out every single one of your frustrations in the chat. It's so funny. It's like part of the reason why I don't really like Twitter that much. Everyone wants to tell you, Facebook too, right? Everyone wants to tell you about every emotion. Oh, I'm feeling a little sick today. Like, why are you even posting that on here? That's information you should keep to yourself. Like, are you looking for sympathy? What is your main motive? What are you trying to get out of people? I just don't like that unnecessary poor me, small talk, victim mentality or whatever. So that's what it is. Compound or claim, move on, stay out of the chats if you can't control your emotions. Shout out to my chat though. The Team STI official Telegram chat is amazing. Everybody stays super positive in there. Sometimes we get into like some heated debates a little bit, but everyone is extremely respectful. And I expected things to be a lot worse yesterday, but my chat was just lights out. I mean, everything was solid in there. A couple people had a couple frustrations, but they were formed well in questions, so people could answer them. Everybody went back and forth a little bit. Everyone was happy. In the end, everyone's looking up and everyone's just continuing to compound because they know down the road this thing will right its course. And I think if nothing else, Forex will do it strictly because of ego. He's not going to let it fail. He does not want a failure like this attached to his name. So whether he has to stay up for 48 hours on end or multiple days or stay up for 2 weeks, pumping himself full of the neurotropics or whatever so he can come up with a solution to build an additional layer on top of something to make drip more valuable or burn tokens or whatever, I really think Forex will do it. So in the end, I'm not ultimately concerned. I am a little frustrated the price is going to be low, even if it's super low when I max my wallet out. I'll be claiming some of it for a portion of my salary. Hopefully I can alleviate my stress just a little bit with that. The rest of it is gonna go to my wallet 2, my wallet 3. I'm planning on this being a long-term venture. So in the end, I don't think Forex is gonna let us down. Let's jump over to the Animal Farm because a lot of the other questions were on the Animal Farm. Like I said, thank everyone in here that watches my content for the support of the Animal Farm for Dummies video. A lot of good questions came from that, so let's just answer a couple of the main ones. One of them was about the pig pen, so let's start there. The question was, how do I claim my pigs from the pig pen? So you got a couple different options. There's like a 24-hour lock or something on this. Let me refresh real quick. So I think there's a 24-hour lock before this, from your last action before this would turn green. If you want to withdraw your pigs, and I don't know why you would click this and withdraw them. If you want to just claim your BUSD rewards, you click on this. But I only really like one button on this page, and that is Compound Pigs Claim BUSD. And it's exactly what it says. It's going to take any pigs that you've earned down here. Obviously, I just cycled them. I now have 32 pigs, which isn't a big bag, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm just going to keep building up till I get 100, 150, 200. That's just my mode. That's my strategy, and you guys can follow it if you want. But once you click this button, these pigs go up into your balance, so you're now earning your percentage on that. And this BUSD right here just goes directly to your wallet. So you really got to click this button. It's 2 actions, so it'll have you confirm it twice in MetaMask. It'll throw the BUSD in your wallet, and it'll put the pigs up here. So the answer to that question, what do I do with the pigs? I just click this button. I take the BUSD. What I do with the BUSD is I normally just buy more pigs and stuff them in here. I don't know if you guys have pigs. If you do, you're realizing the payouts are actually pretty decent. I literally just cycled this thing. I've already got 27 cents. So I forget what the calculation is, but I think I've been getting about 22 cents per pig per day, which isn't a ton of money, but it's pretty decent. It's like 10 bucks a day so far. I plan to continue to ramp this up, and that's gonna get a lot better. This, again, how you get paid this BUSD here, is this is your ownership if you have the pigs. So the more transactions that are actually happening on the farm, the more you're getting paid. Right now, the farm isn't doing all that much. Even though the total TVL, let it update. It's gonna flicker around a minute until we get to the final number. Okay, the TVL is up to 137 million. We're barely getting any marketing done. I think people barely know that the animal farm's even open, if I'm being honest, the general population. So if we ramp up some good marketing, which is now the perfect time to do it because the farm's actually live, and we do some killer AMAs and all that stuff, we can drive people here. This should increase a lot. I mean, 5x should be like an easy increase that we should see. So if that number, 5x is your pig pen payouts, that would be a little over $1 a pig, which is awesome. You got 100 pigs in there, 100 bucks a day. That's a good side salary for a lot of people. Anyway, there's the answer on the pig pen. Let's go over dog pound. Dog pound had a lot of questions. So at the top here, as you can see, there are two buttons: claim pigs or claim BNB. This is for the auto compounding pool, which earns you pigs, and this is for the linear pool, which earns you BNB. Mine's grayed out because I don't have any in the linear pool right now, but I will as of next week. I'm gonna buy a bunch in there. I'm actually tired of transferring money in to pay for the gas fees on everything. I want this to continue to pay for the gas fees. So one of my next moves next week, I'll always, if you're business owners, you understand, I'm waiting for invoices to get paid. Once they get paid, I'll have a few extra $1,000 to throw in the animal farm, and part of that's gonna be in the linear pool for dogs. So everyone is complaining right now, why can't I see my pigs? Well, you can't see them here, but they are here, and it probably hasn't even gotten to these values yet. If you didn't have any pigs that you could claim, the claim pigs button wouldn't be on. So scroll down here real quick. I've got about, 8.5 dogs or something like that sitting in here in the auto compounding pool. In the linear pool, like I said, I have 0, but I'll get some in there soon. So the auto compounding pool, this is how it pays you guys. It's gonna pay you your rewards in pigs, but how it does that is it converts your BNB that you've earned from the dogs into Animal Farm Dogs, WBNB LP, and it uses it in the core farm to produce pigs. So what do you need to do? Absolutely nothing. If you scroll down here, you can see how much is created. So far, the amount of dogs I have in there has created 0.03 something dogs BNB. That is what's earning me pigs. So why can't I see that I have pigs up here? Well, you're really telling me that my 0.03 LPs has produced me, one pig. I don't know why everyone thinks they can stake 10 dogs in here and then just get like a pig a day. It's gonna take a little bit of time. If they were to put more values here, maybe like 3 more zeros, I'll probably have a 1 or something back in here. Again, this button would not be green if I didn't have any pigs to claim. It's just not worth me to claim it because I haven't earned a lot. You really need a sizable amount of dogs in here to produce enough LPs to stake in the system to be able to produce pigs. For instance, if you were to take 0.03 LPs and come over to the farms and put it in the dogs BNB pool, even at a really solid APR, you probably still wouldn't be registering even with a third 0. So everyone that's been in the comments and everything, and some of these are valid questions, people are being calm about them, but some people are freaking out because they can't see, they feel like they're not getting the pigs that they've earned. Look down here, realize that you've barely earned any LPs likely, and that's those LPs what are earning you and farming you the pigs, and realize that it's not gonna register on here yet because you've only earned a fraction of a pig so far. So everybody relax. If you want to see more pigs here, you need to put more dogs in here. More dogs in here will create more LPs down here. And then those LPs will farm you more pigs up here. So this is the long game. There's plenty of people out there complaining that their returns aren't higher. They put $1,000 into the animal farm. They're wondering why they're not earning 5 pigs a day. It's just not realistic. Your deposits need to max your expectations. So that's the answer there. Auto compounding, linear, when you want to withdraw, these buttons will be green. You click the buttons, then you have what you earned. So that's it, guys. I didn't want to make this video too long. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. I don't know how many subscribers we're up to, but it's like 52, 5,300, which is awesome. Trying to get to 5,500 and then on to 6,000 and then on to 7,000, 8,000, all the way up to 10,000. So hoping that we can keep the momentum going, and at least by middle or toward the end of next year, we've got 10,000 subscribers, which should be a cool milestone. Those were the top 3 questions. Questions about Pigpen, questions about the dog pound, and then questions about the current state of drip. So that's it, guys. Hope you have a great day. Happy investing.